In the sun-kissed cradle of Numidia's ancient hills, a people's dream was paved over in Roman stone. From 146 BC to the dawn of the 1st century AD, the fate of North Africa was irrevocably altered. Rome, the ever-expanding republic, set its sights on the fertile lands of Numidia, a kingdom of proud Berber warriors and thriving trade routes. This wasn't just a conquest, it was the dawn of a new era. One that would see Algeria transformed into a prosperous, yet subjugated, province of the Roman Empire. The story begins with a shadow, the shadow of Carthage, Rome's fallen rival. With Carthage destroyed in 146 BC, Rome's influence in North Africa was undeniable. The neighboring kingdom of Numidia, once a Roman ally against Carthage, now found itself in a precarious position. The delicate balance of power had shattered. Tensions simmered, fueled by Roman ambition and Numidian fears of subjugation. The stage was set for a conflict that would define the region for centuries. The flashpoint came with the rise of a charismatic and defiant Numidian king, Jugurtha. He was a brilliant military strategist who had fought alongside the Romans in Spain and understood their tactics intimately. But he was also a fierce defender of Numidian independence. Jugurtha's consolidation of power and his defiance of Roman authority triggered the Jugurthine War, a brutal conflict that lasted from 112 to 106 BC. For years, he outmaneuvered Roman legions, using his knowledge of the terrain and guerrilla tactics to frustrate the mighty republic. His resistance became legendary, a symbol of a people fighting to protect their homeland from an encroaching empire. But Jugurtha's struggle, as heroic as it was, ended in betrayal. Lured into a trap by his own father-in-law, who had been coerced by the Romans, Jugurtha was captured. He was paraded through the streets of Rome in chains during a triumphal procession, a public humiliation designed to showcase Roman dominance. His eventual death in a Roman prison in 104 BC marked the tragic end of an independent Numidia. His fall sent a clear message across the Mediterranean: resistance to Rome was futile. The dream of a free Numidia died with him, its memory a heavy sorrow in the hearts of his people. With Jugurtha gone, Rome began the systematic annexation of Numidia. The process wasn't instantaneous but a gradual absorption over the next century. The Romans were master engineers and administrators. And they immediately set about remaking the land in their own image. They built roads that scarred the land like chains, connecting strategic outposts and facilitating the movement of legions and goods. These weren't just paths, they were arteries of empire, pumping Roman culture, law, and military power into the heart of North Africa. Cities rose on the graves of Berber kings, grand Roman metropolises like Thamagati, modern Timgad, and Quiquil, modern Gemala. These cities were marvels of urban planning. They boasted forums that echoed with the sounds of Latin, while the native Tamazight language faded into the hills. Theaters, libraries, public baths, and triumphal arches proclaimed the glory and permanence of Rome. In places like Cirta and Leptis Magna, old cities were reborn with marble splendor, their grandeur hiding the human cost of their construction. Aqueducts, those iconic symbols of Roman engineering, snaked across the landscape, carrying water to these new urban centers. Each aqueduct was a victory of ingenuity, but also a constant reminder of the new order, a victory snatched from the jaws of a conquered people's despair. Under Roman rule, Algeria became one of the empire's most valuable provinces, known as Africa Proconsularis. It was the breadbasket of Rome. Its vast, fertile plains producing enormous quantities of grain that fed the sprawling population of the capital. Fleets laden with North African wheat sailed continuously across the Mediterranean, a lifeline for the empire. This prosperity, however, was a double-edged sword. While the province flourished and generated immense wealth for Rome, many of the local Berber farmers who tilled the soil saw little of the benefit. Their ancestral lands were often confiscated and turned into vast agricultural estates, or latifundia, owned by wealthy Roman senators. These descendants of proud warriors were now bound by blood and necessity to work the land under the sun's merciless gaze, their backs bent like the bowed spirits of the displaced. The grain that fed Rome's millions often left local communities facing scarcity. Social structures were profoundly altered. Roman society was highly stratified, and this was imposed upon the existing Berber culture. A new elite emerged, composed of Roman officials, veterans, and local aristocrats who chose to collaborate with the new regime. This created a deep divide. While some Berbers assimilated, adopting Roman customs, language, and even citizenship, many others resisted, holding on to their traditions in the rural highlands, away from the centers of Roman power. These social bonds, once forged in the fire of shared culture, were now strained by the cruel hand of conquest. Families wept for sons lost not only to wars of resistance but also to the brutal spectacles of the arena, their lives sacrificed for Roman entertainment. By the 1st century AD, the transformation was complete. Algeria was, on the surface, a beacon of Roman glory, a testament to the Pax Romana, the Roman peace. The land was secure, trade thrived, and cities gleamed with architectural wonders. Mosaics of stunning beauty decorated the villas of the wealthy, each intricate piece a testament to the skill and artistry of the era. But this peace was built on a foundation of military occupation and economic exploitation. The spirit of the land was seeded with a deep sorrow, a lament for the Numidia that was lost. The cost of this prosperity lingered in every scarred soul, in every silenced voice, in every family mourning in quiet exile. This era of fragile marble, of interconnected dreams turned into shattered hopes, echoed with the sorrow of those crushed beneath the weight of empire. The story of Roman Algeria is a paradox, a tale of incredible development and profound loss, of civilization and subjugation, of prosperity built on the back of conquest. The ghosts of Numidia linger in the dust of the Roman ruins, a silent cry of lost kings and fallen dreams. As we look at the crumbling Roman eagles and the whispering winds that blow through the forsaken stones of Leptis Magna and Timgad, we must ask, what untold heartaches still guard these ancient relics? The Roman soul of Algeria endures in its magnificent ruins, but the full story of the conquest, the human toll, remains a veil we are still trying to lift. What are your thoughts on this complex legacy? Share your reflections in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more stories from our shared past.